Let's do this.
So, just before you hit record, I snuck in a little burp.
I thought I heard something.
I'm getting a reputation, Drifters, for being a serial burper.
Just a serial piggy. Oink, oink over there.
Yeah, serial piggy. I was going to say not serial burpees, based on my bloody flubber guts from the last few weekends down in Sydney.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself there, man.
Oh, man, if I'm not, who isn't? You got to hold yourself to a high standard when you're putting out content for the Drifters. They want us to be at our peak fitness so we have mental clarity. Yeah, mental clarity so we can pick winners for you. Speaking of picking winners, mate, did you find a few at Randwick on the weekend?
Few and far between. If anyone was tuning in to our Ned's content, I had a bit of an analogy on there.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ned's, one of the great betting platforms of all time.
Probably the best.
The best.
Easily.
And yeah, you know, we were in there filming some content, taking it to the Ned's level, you know, all the natural stuff.
Things we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my analogy was, you know, top of mind, I play golf on the weekend and the Masters. Sure. It was like a round of golf for me. Had one or two winners earlier in the day that kept me interested. Marzu, Paris Dior.
Hey, Marzu, I think he's a big friend of the podcast now, Marzu.
Yeah.
He's up in the upper echelon. He's right up there with Lions Raw.
Yes.
Shiraz Salino as a great friend of the podcast. So we salute you, Marzu.
Most profitable friend? He'd be right up there.
Yeah. First friend to run the Everest? We think so.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure. We might get him on.
Yeah. We might get him on, Marzu. And really even temperament now, Marzu.
Yeah.
After the ultimate gear change.
No nuts required.
Yeah. Who needs nuts to win the Arrowfield sprint?
No one. Well, he doesn't. And then, yeah, it all went to shit.
Utter carnage. It was carnage, mate.
What was it? $8 for Knight's Order.
Yeah.
And then $30 the rest.
Essentially. We're talking 2s or 3s or 4s as the first digit, with another digit following on.
Yes.
As the odds for the horses that were winning.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely unbelievable. First cab off the rank was Gypsy Goddess getting pipped by, it was a comfortable win for El Patronus.
It was.
Followed up by
Knight's Order in the Sydney Cup.
Knight's Order was that afterwards? Was that?
Yeah, that was the first leg of the quaddie.
It's just all a blur.
I know it was the first leg of the quaddie because we took 2 out in that horse field of like 19.
To be honest, I probably would have gone 1 out if I had it. I would have gone Shiraz.
Look at the tape, listen to the audio. I said there was 5 winning chances. And they ran the Quinella and then none of them were running on. But Knight's Order was one of them.
Yeah.
And he just loves the quick backup in 3,200.
He does. He equaled his peak performance.
But he's not the story on this podcast. The story is Shiraz, mate. Take us inside the inner sanctum.
Mate, Drifters, I'm sure you're aware from my antics on social media on Saturday, I was down in Sydney for day 2 of the championships with Craig Sneesby, owner of Shiraz. Like you said, in the inner sanctum. I was in the Chairman's Club, Drifters. I'm a high roller now. I don't think I could go to the races ever again and sit in members with you plebs. For me, from now on, we're talking lobster, caviar, oysters, table service, free piss, might I add.
Sheesh.
That's the sort of life I'm living now. No, in all honesty, it was unreal. It was an unreal experience. So shout out to C. Sneesby Racing.
The big fella ran outstanding.
He ran outstanding, Shiraz. And I was confident he would. And so was Craig. And yeah, he ran out of his skin. Shout out to Willow, gave him a sweet ride, gave him every single chance. He was just outstayed.
100%. Outstayed, and tell you what, if the track was playing a bit fairer, I reckon he has a chance.
I think so too. I think so too. If you look back at the replay, if you press the button maybe 200 metres earlier, but you
never know.
What could have been.
Yeah.
But mate, Randwick's fantastic. The new wing stand is unreal. It was awesome going into the stables, checking out all these superstars of our favourite sport, the mounting yard, everything, the whole setup.
You got some advice from one of the stable hands, didn't you?
one of the stable representatives in the first said that Williamsburg wouldn't win the first race. And I was like, well, that's just reaffirmed my bet on Moco. And Williamsburg comes out and
blows it away.
Blows Moco away. I picked 5 seconds on the weekend, Drifters.
Which was good going.
5 seconds, mate.
I think that goes to show you back horses that are in the top 2 or 3, because I did a bit of analysis on the weekend of racing, and I think entering the straight of the 10 races, I think 7 of the winners were in the top 2 entering the straight at the 400.
Yeah.
So you had to be on pace, and we saw that of all the races in the Queen Elizabeth where Zaki and Think It Over, you know, look, it was the race of the millennium, but not for the story that we thought it would be.
No.
What a ride by Nash.
Unbelievable. Gobsmacked. Being trackside and not watching it on a TV screen, I'm not sure if it would have looked different. I actually haven't gone back and watched the replay because I'm so devastated that Zaki ran second. But watching it live when he pulled out, I was like, oh, he's done something. That's a shame, but I'm counting my chips because I got a small fortune on Zaki. Mate, what a ride. It took a ride like that to win a race like that.
Yeah, 100%. And you can do that on a $40 pop. You can't do that on a $6 second favourite in Zaki. Because you could have egg on your face. But Nash trotted other horses up during the card, and he's like, some firm ground here from about the 200 or 300. So credit to him. And although he went wide, the helicopter vision, he might have lost like a length. He didn't lose that much ground, which was unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible. It's like if you've played the game, Drifters. You can see the finish line when you're playing Mario Kart. It's so close. So like, yeah, I'm sitting pretty. And it's like you're getting nuked by a blue shell and you lose your first position, or alternatively, something's coming from the back and they've got the star and they're going. That was Think It Over on the outside coming past Zaki. Yeah. What can you say?
Well done, Nash. You got what's it called? The star?
Star? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a 64 kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was, but or one of those like mushroom boosters.
Yeah.
Colette disappointing in the Queen of the Turf. She's been retired.
Oh, has she?
She's been retired.
I haven't seen that.
Highest ever earner in Australia for Godolphin. Colette.
Well, Golden Eagle will do that.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know any of that, so that's interesting. And, you know, she's had a few jockeys throw a leg over.
Yeah. Yep. She's been through a lot.
11 from memory.
11.
Been right up there with one of the most used horses in Australia.
Used and abused, Colette. I wouldn't say she was one of mine, but I liked Colette a lot.
I found her once and once only, and that's all I needed.
Yeah, so did I that day.
That's all Golden Eagle I needed.
Bit of a Golden Eagle specialist you are, Dan Hutchin.
Yeah, 2 from 3. And then the other one, who I backed at 100 to 1, finished last. So... Well, there you go. All right. So there was a lot of roughies last weekend.
There was.
Now, I'm looking through the form guide here. There's a lot of shorties this weekend.
A lot of shorties. There's a lot of shorties I like. Little something.
We might actually play a game later. Back or sack.
Yeah, let's do that.
But before we get into that, should we get into Drifter of the Week this week?
Let's call the Drifter of the Week. And a quick preface for this one, Drifters. Young Michael Jones, the youngest of the Jones clan, is going to be the Drifter of the Week tonight. Not a big horse racing guy. He knows a little bit. He's only a 19-year-old man.
So he's finding his feet.
Cut him some slack.
Hey, Drifters.
Oh, here he is. Mick Jones on the podcast, Drifters. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
That's good. Got Hutcho here as well.
G'day, Mick Jr. How you going, bruh?
Yeah, good, thanks. Ready for a big weekend.
Yeah, ready for a very big weekend. So, Drifter of the Week, Michael Jones, another one of the Jones clan making an appearance on the podcast. Now, I was just saying, Mick, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're sort of new to the horse racing game. You're only a 19-year-old fella. So you're still learning your way around it, which is completely fine. But there is one thing that you certainly know your way around, and that's NRL fantasy tipping. Do you want to tell us? Do you want to tell us about the podcast and just give the Drifters a little synopsis or a snapshot of how you guys are traveling at the moment?
Yeah, it's called All Out NRL Fantasy. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and we have an instant TikTok page. We sort of just made it like sort of a piss take, but we didn't have like the biggest expectations. And after 5 rounds, we're coming first out of like 160,000 people.
So let's repeat that so it's crystal clear for all the Drifters out there. You've got a fantasy podcast, and this is the first season that you've done it, and you've got an Instagram page of approximately about 2,000 followers, which is All Out NRL Fantasy. And you guys are coming first out of 160,000 people.
Yeah, basically, we really clutched up there.
Big clutch.
I think on Sunday we got like 200 odd followers.
Sheesh.
We got like people in the DMs asking advice, and you're like, give them advice. They say, "Oh, don't know about that," and we're like, "Well, who else you gonna ask?"
Yeah, we're literally coming first. So you take the advice or you leave it, you dickhead. Yeah, so unbelievable stuff, Mick. Definitely check the guys out. All Out NRL Fantasy. I think one of your mates, was it Cooper, was all over Fireburn in the slipper as well. So the boys know what they're doing.
Plus, I think.
Yeah, cross-code specialists.
Definitely know more about horse racing than me.
Oh.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. So this weekend, Mick, we have a couple of Group 1s featuring, the first one is featuring Fireburn, race 4 at Randwick. Are you with the favourite?
Yeah, look, $1.50 is hard to go past. I think She's Extreme will go close, but it's hard to go past Fireburn, yeah. I think it'll win.
Yep. Fair enough. Multi-bait in our opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. What about the all-age stakes in race 8 there, mate? This is a bit more challenging, I think.
Yeah, this one took me a while. I've gone for number 5, Ellsberg. Shorter distance from its last run at 1,400 metres. I think maybe 1,600 was a bit too far. And hopefully the surface is improved, which I don't know about Sydney, but I think it's looking better this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll run well. $13 on Neds. So I'll enjoy.
Yeah, $13 with Neds. That's a great shout. Ellsberg will definitely give it a side. It'll be up in the first 3 or 4, you'd think, for most of the run. So Ellsberg in the all-age stakes. And what's your best of the day? Where is it?
I got one that I'm confident in and then one a bit of a piss take. Race 7 at Caulfield.
Yep.
Number 15, Pancho.
Yep.
$17 at Neds. And my favourite jockey, the GOAT, Brett Preble, on board. The other day I was calling him Brent Pebble, which was right.
Brent Pebble.
It's coming off the 2nd and the 4th, and can't see it losing.
Can't see it losing. That's your best of the day at $17.
Yeah, and then the other one, Eagle Farm, race 9. The horse is called Brad.
So Eagle Farm, which race?
Race 9, $67 at Ned. I think it came first 6 months ago at the Kai, so.
Yeah, look, Drifters. I think that's the best speculative bet we've ever had on this podcast. Everyone launched, especially you, Brad Weston. I could only imagine why you think that's a bit of a piss take, Mick. But look, thanks so much for coming on. That's a laugh. Check out All Out Fantasy, All Out NRL Fantasy, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. The boys know what they're doing clearly. So well done, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Right, cheers for having me.
See you, Mick.
Thanks, mate. Oh, far out. Mate, your siblings never fail to disappoint on this podcast.
Oh, mate, he's a cracker, that's for sure.
Race 9, number 1, the top weight, Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
So, Brad Weston's been on this podcast.
Oh, plenty of times. Great friend of the podcast.
Great friend of ours.
Yes.
But Brad is not short of an opinion. And, you know, people like to take a dig at Brad every now and then.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it is just...
water off a duck's back.
Absolutely.
And he can dish it out too, Brad. He's got some very strong opinions, like you said.
He is an enigma, but $67. Gee whiz. Mate, your brothers only tip roughies. What is going on?
Well, like Mackenzie said last time he was on, if it wins, I look like a genius. If it loses, there's absolutely no expectations whatsoever. It's a good way of looking at it.
It is. So I'm just re-looking at, so he's gone the Easter Cup race 7, which is the feature at Caulfield, number 15 Pancho. Look,
I backed Pancho a fair few times, not going to lie.
100%. Okay. Just need to take a moment to get over that. That was very funny. Group 1 racing concludes for the Autumn Carnival in Sydney this weekend at Randwick.
It does.
Now, we touched on this with our good friends at Ned's as well.
Mm.
And it's going to be up on all social platforms, we hope.
Yes.
Because we filmed a couple of things, you know. But let's say, you know, we're looking at a potential Triple Crown this weekend with Fireburn, which has not been done since Piero in 2012.
And he was a star.
He was. I think she's a star. I think she gets the JD.
I'm with you, Hutch. I think she gets the JD. And I do think she's a potential superstar in the making, Fireburn. She's already done enough, you could say.
Bloody oath.
Winning a slipper and then backs it up with another G1, breaking the slipper curse, might I add. Yeah. Jeez. Gary Portelli was bullish during the week.
My God. Apparently this is the best she's ever looked, and she's not only that, but she's filling out in her hindquarter. Now, I don't really know what that looks like or what it means, but I think it's a good thing.
Oh, I think it's a good thing as well.
Just she's getting that booty, you know?
Yeah. The only concern for me is we saw a huge track bias last weekend in Randwick. She'll be back, but so will most of these things. And she's got a superior turn of foot.
It's a 6-horse field.
Yeah.
Like she's going to be seen at 2 or maximum 3 lengths.
I think She's Extreme will lead this.
Yep.
And if she's 4 lengths ahead with, I don't know, 400 metres to go, it's not enough.
No.
It's not enough for Fireburn.
I don't think so. I think she's just a star.
Found by you at a big price in the slipper.
Hey, not just a pretty face.
Hey, big brains on this podcast. Huge brains. If you had the foresight then to chuck a spec on her in this race, wonder what she would have paid.
It would have been nice to go before that race. I might do that every year from now on.
You just have a bit of a spec.
Just go for the Triple Crown. If I, why not? Just all up. Bang.
So who was before Piero? Who was the last to do it before Piero?
We did see this, but I forget its name, but it was around 2004.
So it's happening roughly every 10 years, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you do it every 10 years, drifters, might pay off.
Oi. But yeah, so she'd be the 3rd this millennium, 7th of all time. So it's pretty damn rare.
Incredible. I think she's a super exciting filly, mate. And I thought she was breathtaking in the slipper and backs it up off a slow pace in the sires. Yeah, she's an out and out star 2-year-old, mate.
Yeah. And
so I'm with her.
Same. Let's leave it at that. And look, She's Extreme. She's not one of ours. We're firmly in Camp Fireburn.
I cannot believe people who were still in She's Extreme's camp last start, let alone this start.
I know.
She's $3.90.
I know.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
She should be $8 or $9.
Mate, do you want me to take that soapbox off you?
Yes.
What I've just seen in the odds right now is Josh Parr riding a 300-1 pulp in a 6-horse field. I reckon chuck that in your SRM to run top 4 maybe.
Stranger things have happened.
All right. So we have one that's fairly straightforward, right?
Yep.
But the All-Age Stakes took me a little bit longer. To be honest, probably still trying to figure it out. 1,400 metres, weight for age, Group 1, All-Age Stakes. Virtually 3 favourites in this race. Top weight, Moanga. Then you also have Forbidden Love, who I think fails probably a tough word, but, you know, under expectations. Didn't see out a mile. In the Donny, draws wide here. And then you have the 3-year-old in the Congo. Mate, please talk to it.
Oh, yeah, look, I thought it was a bit of a tougher race to dissect. If I'm looking at this race, I'm seeing the 3 sort of equal favourites. Number 1, Mwanga. Number 8, Forbidden Love. Number 14, in the Congo. And I'm thinking, okay, will one of these horses win this race? I think so. So that was my initial train of thought. I've been a huge fan of Forbidden Love this prep. Evidently, naming her my best bet of the day on Donny Day, where she ran a good solid 4th. I think she was really hard done by in that race, mate. If you rewatch that, mate, she got clipped. She got, you definitely should have won. Nah, she got beaten fair and square. So she's definitely been one of mine this prep. Concerned for her, she's been up for such a long time.
7th run of the prep.
7th run of the prep. Started with running second to Overpass over, 1,100 metres or 1,200 metres?
Yeah.
And then obviously has a Doncaster over 1,600 metres last start. Wins 2 Group 1s and a Group 2 during that period. Fantastic mare. Drying track as well.
Yeah, so...
Bit of a concern.
Soft. Look, I think it'll still be in the soft range.
Yeah.
I've done the form for about soft 6.
Soft 6, and she's drawn the car park. I'm not a massive barriers guy. Like, I don't get overly spooked by bad barriers, but if you look inside of her, there's a stack of speed.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about where she sits in the run. So that's the reason why I don't have her on top. I look at Mwanga, and he's fresh into this. He had a temperature
setback.
He had a setback. He'll get back a little bit. I'm wary that there's going to be a bit of a track bias again in Randwick, and you want to be up on pace. And I'm not sure if Mwanga will be up on pace, but I do admit it wouldn't surprise to see him win this race. Loves this distance, and I think he's got a bit of class about him.
Yeah.
So that's those 2. And then in the Congo, I thought he was awesome first up in the Galaxy, carrying above weight for age.
Yep.
Could have won that race, I think. And then you see him last week in the Arrowfield behind our guy Marzu. He's never going to beat Marzu over 1,200 metres. Never. So he gets third up here. Last time he was third up, over 1,400 metres. He won a Golden Rose against my boy Mo.
God damn.
He's been aimed at this. He's peaking for this in the Congo. He's going to be leading this race. Mate, the rail's out bloody 8 metres.
8 metres.
And then it's out 5 from bloody 16, from 600 to the finish line. You want to be up on pace, mate. And the Congo's going to be there. We said this afternoon, Neds, did a little recording for them. The last 10 winners, 4 of them have been 3-year-olds in the Congo for me. Sorry for just talking for about 5 minutes. Sorry, mate.
Please.
That's my little download of information from my brain onto this podcast.
No.
We're talking big brain energy. So in a lot of this podcast, hey, we're smart.
Hey, listen. And I'll get something a bit more funky, a bit more alternative, you know? I was looking at this field, 1,400 metre horses. Mwanga's run in a Cox plate. Don't think it's necessarily his distance, but I think he's probably more of a miler.
Yep.
Cascadian, I've seen a lot of specking for him during the week. Doesn't win, and he's a miler, elite miler.
Flashes home for a very good 5th.
Yeah.
Cascadian.
You know, I thought he was quite good in the Doncaster, but at the end of the day, he still finished 9th. And he's barrier 1's not his barrier, I don't think. I think the horse well over the odds in this field is Colding.
Yeah.
$67.
He won this race last year. We were both on him. He had a really good deck there, though.
Jeez. Like, if it gets to that good range, holy smokes, he will not start that price. So if you like him, you can have a spec. Mate, the 1,400 metre specialist is in this field, Tefane.
Yeah, she is.
You know, she's not a miler, and she's still stuck on okay in the All-Star Mile, and that All-Star Mile race...
The form
out of it has been superb. before that in the futurity, she had every chance.
She did.
And Sierra Sue, who you're getting a price about her as well, which I can't really believe. You could probably back both of them at $10 and $16 with Neds. But I like the break between runs here for Tofane. I think she's low flying. I'm happy to be on board. Mark Zara gets back on. Why not? Give it a spec.
Yeah.
As she's got older, she likes to sit on pace. So I think she'll be out of trouble just forward to midfield. And she does have that solid turn of foot, which can get her to win this race.
Yeah, I do admit Tofane's in with a great shout, mate. And, you know, she could go out a winner to the breeding barn. It's her last race, Tofane. So it would be nice to see her win.
Yeah. Did think very, very long and hard about Sierra Sue. Barrier 6 is a dream draw for them. And Johnny Allen is flying too. So
He is. Did you give any thought to last start Group 1 winner, Nimma Lee, or Shout the Bar, who blew him away at Moonee Valley?
Yeah, Shout the Bar needs it rock hard, which I don't think it will be here. Still be some residual wetness. That's why I was also considering Hungry Heart, but I'm waiting. There might be a race for her in Brisbane at Group 2 level or something on a nice hard deck at Eagle Farm. I think she'll be mightily hard to beat there. Didn't ask me about her, but Nimma Lee. I don't know. Her form's solid, but I'm kind of just putting a line through all of that form last weekend.
That was a bizarre day last weekend. Yeah, I'm not going to be with her at all. I think that was a bit of an anomaly for Nimma Lee.
Oh, let's end it there. All right, so let's go through from race 3 because there's a stack of shorties and the punters could get back here. All right, so let's start with Straight Aaron. Brilliant last start winner, back or sack?
Back. Big back. Straight Aaron. Sure. Big sight for him if he comes up to Brisbane.
Yep.
I think he's got Group 1, Group 2 written all over him, Straight Aaron.
Yep. Race 4, Fireburn, back for both of us.
Yep.
All right, here we go. This is the one we need your thoughts on. Race 5, 1,400 metres for the fillies, set weights, penalties, Espiona, $1.80, back or sack.
Oh, mate, I get the sentiment behind sack. I get it. My fingers, what have I said before on this podcast? Burnt to smithereens by Espiona. Drying track, though, huge tick. She's just so much better than all these. J-Mac on board. Oh, mate, she's got to win this race or she is, don't know if she'll ever see any of my hard-earned ever again, Espiona, so I'm backing.
I'd have to back at this stage. The thing is, it's like, this might be a game time decision if I see a massive market move or I do the form a bit more deeply to see if there's anything alternative, do more replay views. Because, you know, now that we're doing it on Wednesday, mate, we're running out a bit of a time. But yeah, back at this stage, she's been running bloody well in good races. All right. I was keen on this horse in the TJ before they didn't accept. Thanks, Mark. Unum. Big parade.
Back.
Yeah.
I think it's a back.
Yeah. I think it's a back too. The thing is, I'm really keen on a couple of others in this race as well at a bit of a price. I'm a big fan and mentioned him earlier when I backed him in the Golden Eagle at 100s and he finished last. Gem Song. Big fan of this horse and he's back on the winners list last start. If it does get into that good range, he is a huge chance in this race. Really brilliant. Really sharp turn of foot. The other one's Quantico. If it gets into the good range, he was, I think, $6 second favourite in the Newmarket, this horse, and you're getting $10 for him. So John O'Shea's just been holding him back till he gets on deck that's a bit more suitable, but Big Parade, awfully hard to beat.
Yep.
JRA Plate, we didn't really have anything there. All age we've touched on. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think that's it, mate.
All right. What's your best of the day?
2-leg multi.
Love that.
Fireburn into Straight Aaron. Or Straight Aaron is Fireburn, rather. That's my best of the day. Drifters. 2-leg multi to defeat all other 2-leg multis.
I'm just going to make yours Fireburn because mine's Straight Aaron.
Okay.
Done.
Let's do that.
Easy. How about it?
Hey, look at us. Sub 30-minute podcast. No fucking a night. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I must say, we're going to go over the 30 minutes now, but it's going to be worth it because, mate, I just want to say congratulations to you for having a brilliant autumn. Your autumn's been spectacular. And I might say myself, we've actually been able to tip out some winners this autumn.
Hey, well done, mate. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the content's subpar. Yeah, mate, it's been good. It's been good. I've had a few fill-ups. I would have traded most of those fill-ups for a fill-up last weekend, though.
Yes.
But you know, you can't win them all.
You can't. And I don't know. I'm really excited for, you know, the upcoming period of racing in Adelaide. That's just going to be spectacular.
Oh, it's going to blow my socks off, blow my headphones off. I don't think I'll be able to even listen to the podcast because I'll be, you know, just that excited by what's going to come up in Adelaide. But short wait to the Winter Carnival in Brizzy, which we love.
Yeah, I'd say about 3 to 4 weeks away. So we might have to take our focus away from Sydney and start looking at the Brisbane form, which will be exciting.
We love Brisbane form.
We do. But thank you as always, Drifters. We'll see you next week. No Group 1 racing, but we'll probably still...
I'll do a little something. Maybe could do a horses to follow into the spring or something like that.
Yeah, we could, or might even get someone on. You know what? Let's decide that at another time.
Let's take this offline.
All right. Hooroo.